yet again, I just got home from work and there were not one, but two boxes on my doorstep. We're going to start with this one. Oh, and you're also going to notice, look Ma, two hands. I went and got myself a little tripod. And initially it fell under the heading of it'll do. But I wanted something that would sit up higher, and I already had a regular camera tripod. But then I had the idea, this little one I bought has actually wiry legs on it, so I've got the legs wrapped around the head of the big tripod, so it sits up nice and high now. So in here we have bubble wrap, and unfortunately this is the stuff that doesn't pop. Oh, it does. I stand corrected. I thought it wouldn't pop. So in here, wrapped up in all of this, we have my first free binder. The idea is, of course, all of my magazines will go in here, and I use all these little things. They fit in that way into the centerfold of the magazine, so it'll hold all the magazines in here. This will hold 20. Given that this kit has 100 issues, I don't think I'm going to fit all 100 in here. So at some point in time, I'm going to have to invest in more binders or find another acceptable substitute. But not a bad binder. It's just too bad they didn't come with little numbers on them, like up here or down here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that would have been a really nice touch. On to this one. Now, this will have issues 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, 5, 6, 7, and 8, all of my issues and parts. Okay, so this is going to have the section of hull that's right behind the cockpit. This thing is a lighting board, and there's 2 more pieces of the cockpit there. And every bag has one of these annoying white things, and all it is D'Agostini contact information for lots of different countries. So that's 5. Then here's 6. This is the cockpit. Between 5 and 6, this will basically complete the cockpit. Lots of stuff in here. Now that I actually see this cockpit, it's just kind of like, wow, that's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. But cockpit, upper and lower. There's this ring connects the cockpit onto this, and the black semicircle is part of the cockpit interior. And there is also, if I can get it to show itself, well, it doesn't really want to come out too much, but there's this piece right here, and that's my first part for the hold section. And this would be the table all around the Dejeric board, which is the holographic chessboard. So that's 6, 7. Now we're getting into, this is strictly interior hold stuff. So the floor of the hold, the seat, the cushions for the bunk, and this is the base of the seat, and that's just another piece of the bunk. So there's 7, and finally 8. 8 is, let's see, we've got the backs for the backs for the seats. It's kind of been an exhausting day, so them there easy words can get to be hard. What for to say. And then there's just a bunch of detailing doobies on here. And this darn white paper. Well, there's other parts under the white paper. You'll have to trust me on that. So I have 5 issues 5 through 8 here now. So I can finally get my cockpit finished. I have it repainted. It was black, but I did it in a very dark gray. And this is the console. And that's just a decal that goes on. I have not attached this yet because I'm still in the process of working up the courage to try the fiber optics. And if I do the fiber optics, it's kind of a case of I'd like to have everything I need for the cockpit so I can deal with that all in one fell swoop, rather than a little bit on this piece, wait a month, a little bit on that piece, wait a month. I just kind of wanted to get it all done at once. So that's why that's not on. The fiber optics would have to go into the back, which means they feed up in here. So there's that. Gee, that was really kind of like the biggest thing I did with the first few issues. This is the back of the cockpit. There's actually another part that goes in here. It's the door, but I haven't done anything with that yet. I want to make a copy of that because that door is featured again once I get into building the interior hold. And I know that the piece provided for that door doesn't look right. So I want to use this one and make a copy before I put it in here. Now, one thing I never ever did was kind of go through the magazine. The magazine is not very thick at all. And it's kind of divided into 4 sections. There's something about the various ships of Star Wars. It tends to go into aspects of Star Wars that I've never seen, like Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Clone Wars. I've never seen any of that. And then there's usually something about some aspect of space flight in the Star Wars universe. So in this case, it's just really dealing with the interior layout and setup of the Millenium Falcon. There's always going to be some kind of a behind-the-scenes piece on there. Then there's going to be something having to do with one of the planets from the Star Wars universe. I have to look at the camera every now and then and check and make sure I'm holding things in the right spot. And then finally, it just shows you what to do with the parts you got this time through. So all I'm doing with the parts this time through is I'm screwing that on, and I'm putting those on, and I'm putting that in there. Wild, huh? But that's really all the magazine has in it. And then on the back, it just shows you what came with the magazine and what you can expect with your next magazine. But I have received my shipping notices for packages 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'm hoping either tomorrow or Monday I will come home and I will find another big treasure trove of Millenium Falcon parts. And that would just totally rock.